Cha-ching!
Hey guys, I needed to do this for my current project, so I threw together this video on how I make fiberglass drain tubes. It was a last minute thing, so bear with me. When I say drain tube, I'm referring to the ones typically found on a boat's transom that are used to drain water from the bilge. They are usually used along with a few different styles of rubber compression plugs. Most boats come fitted with a brass or aluminum tube from the builder, but they also come in a plastic variety. If you even consider this junk, then I'm sorry, we just can't be friends anymore. Okay, back to brass or aluminum. They are usually fitted with a compression tool, and if you're lucky, a little bit of sealant. However, I'm not a fan of these as they are prone to leaking over time around the sides of the tube. My current project not only had the bilge drain, but also two additional brass drain tubes that were used as deck drains. The transom core around all three of these were either wet or rotting. This has been my experience with most boats over the years, as these tubes are a common place for water intrusion. These are the basic supplies you need. I used a set of calipers to check the diameter of the plug. It's a 1-inch plug, but that's under compression. I have a 7/8 inch dowel for the mold and wax paper that will act as both a release agent and add the remaining thickness needed. Other supplies are 6-ounce fiberglass cloth scraps, masking tape, and 2-to-1 epoxy. Start by getting a few pieces of masking tape ready. Then begin wrapping the first layer of wax paper around the dowel. Be careful and pull tension as you go. You want it to be as tight as possible, if not, then it may not come out perfectly round. When you are done, secure the ends of the wax paper with masking tape. Check your diameter to estimate how much more wax paper you need for your second layer. Second layer goes on the same way. And now the mold is just a hair under 1 inch in diameter, which is where I prefer it. I like to mark the mold to keep things lined up as I wrap the fiberglass. Then I mixed up 1.5 ounces of epoxy. I add a touch of white pigment to the resin. I find it makes the tube look better than the typical amber color of fiberglass, and it adds a bit more UV resistance. Prime the mold with resin to help the fiberglass cloth stick, and then start to wrap the glass. The cloth must be wrapped in the same direction as the wax paper was wrapped. Just like wrapping the fiberglass, you need to wet it out with resin in the same direction to avoid it bunching up. I used enough 6-ounce fiberglass scraps to make it at least 3 layers thick. When done, I'll clamp this in a freestanding position for a day or so it cures well. Remove the masking tape from the second layer of wax paper, and the 2 layers will allow it to be easily separated from the mold. A simple twist of the ends and the wax paper should pull out pretty easily. I should mention that you can also use plastic wrap instead of wax paper on the mold. I cut the tube down to 2-inch sections, but your size will depend on your need. They just need to be a little longer than the thickness of your transom. The internal diameter is 1/32 less than an inch, which is about perfect. They install easily with a little thickened epoxy. These particular tubes will be installed on my project boat in a later video. Alright, now I'm sure someone's going to watch this and say, well, the brass tubes worked for their second cousin's grandpappy for years or some crap like that. Well, yes, they will work for a time, but I find a glassed-in tube to be superior by eliminating one of the most common ways a transom can be damaged. I've used them for years on all my builds and never had a failure. Once I finish installing the tube on my current project, I will link the video in the comments below. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.
Cha-ching!